In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to start an LLC in Florida and break down what it really costs in 2026. Hey guys, welcome back to Biz Builders, your go-to source for everything business formation and entrepreneurship. Now here's the thing, everyone talks about forming an LLC, but nobody talks about the real cost involved. And I'm not just talking about the state filing fee, I'm talking about all the hidden costs, the ongoing expenses, and what you actually need to budget for to get your Florida LLC up and running properly. Because here's what happens. People see that Florida charges around $138 to file, and then they think that's all it costs. Then 6 months later, they're hit with surprise fees, compliance costs, and realize they're spending way more than they planned. That's exactly why I created this breakdown. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact cost to start your Florida LLC in 2026, what expenses you can expect ongoing, which costs you can avoid, and I'll show you the most cost-effective way to get everything set up correctly. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to mention that I am focusing on Florida in this video, but this cost breakdown approach works for any state, so you can still follow along. And if you want to skip to any specific part of this video, I've put timestamps down below so you can jump to whatever section you need. And real quick before we dive in, if this video is helping you out, hit that like button to help other entrepreneurs find this info. And hit subscribe if you want more business tips that actually work, and drop a comment below letting me know what state you're thinking of forming your LLC in. I love hearing from you guys and I respond to every single comment. Also, one more thing, if you want someone to handle all the paperwork and avoid the hidden cost I'm about to show you, definitely check out Northwest Registered Agent through our exclusive discount link below. They'll give you upfront pricing with no surprises, you'll get special savings when you use our link, and they'll make sure there are no mistakes that could cost you extra money later. But more on that later. Alright, let's get into the real numbers because this is what most people get wrong. Florida's state filing fee is $138.50. That's what you pay to the Florida Division of Corporations to officially form your LLC. But that's just the beginning. Here's what most people don't realize. That filing fee only gets your LLC created. It doesn't include a lot of stuff you're probably going to need. Like if you don't live in Florida, you're going to need a registered agent, which runs about $100 to $200 per year. Then there's the annual report. Florida requires this every year and it costs another $138.50. So right off the bat, you're looking at almost $300 in your first year just for state fees and annual compliance. But wait, there's more. You'll need an EIN from the IRS, which is free if you do it yourself, but a lot of people pay services to do this and get charged anywhere from $50 to $100 for something that's actually free. And then there's the operating agreement. Florida doesn't require this, but you absolutely should have one. If you hire a lawyer, you're looking at $500 to $1,500. If you use a template or service, maybe $50 to $200. So when you add it all up, the real cost to properly start a Florida LLC in 2026 ranges from about $300 if you do everything yourself and live in Florida, to over $2,000 if you hire professionals for everything and don't know what you're doing. Now, let me tell you about the hidden costs that catch people off guard because these are the ones that can really add up. First, there's a registered agent situation. If you use yourself as the registered agent to save money, your personal address becomes public record. A lot of people don't realize this until it's too late, and then they're getting junk mail and random people showing up at their house. Second, there are compliance costs that people forget about. That annual report I mentioned, if you miss the deadline, Florida charges late fees. Miss it by too much and they can dissolve your LLC, which means you'll have to pay to reinstate it. Third, there's the EIN trap. The IRS website can be confusing and there are fake websites that charge you for something that's supposed to be free. I've seen people pay $200 for an EIN that should cost nothing. And here's a big one, business bank accounts. Most banks require an LLC to have a business bank account, and these come with monthly fees, minimum balance requirements, and transaction costs. Budget at least $20 to $50 per month for banking. Then there's business insurance. While not legally required, most Florida LLCs should have a general liability insurance. That's anywhere from $300 to $1,000 per year depending on your business type. Now, before you get scared off by all these costs, let me tell you why Florida is actually a smart financial choice despite the expenses. Florida has no state income tax, zero. If you're making any decent money, this saves you thousands compared to states like California or New York. We're talking about tax savings that can easily be $10,000 to $15,000 per year or more depending on your income. Florida is also business friendly with minimal bureaucracy. You're not dealing with complex compliance requirements like some other states have. The annual report is straightforward and there are no weird publication requirements. The business opportunities in Florida are incredible. You've got access to major markets, international business opportunities, especially with Latin America, and a growing economy. The potential to make more money often outweighs the setup cost. Plus, Florida's asset protection laws are pretty strong. Your LLC provides good protection for your personal assets, which is worth the investment when you consider what you're protecting. Let me break down your two main options and what they actually cost. The DIY route, you're looking at $138.50 for state filing, maybe $150 to $200 per year for registered agent if you need one, and that's about it for required cost. Total first year cost around $300 to $400. But here's what you're not factoring in: your time. Figuring out all the requirements, making sure you don't make mistakes, staying on top of deadlines, that's easily 10 to 15 hours of work. If your time is worth anything, that DIY savings start to disappear. The professional service route, services like Northwest Registered Agent typically charge between $300 to $600 total for formation plus registered agent service. Yes, it's more upfront, but you're getting expertise, ongoing support, and someone making sure you don't miss important deadlines. When you factor in the time savings, mistake prevention, and ongoing support, the professional route often makes more financial sense, especially for your first LLC. Okay, now your other much easier option is using a service like Northwest Registered Agent to handle your LLC formation for you. Now, I'm not going to go through every single step on the Northwest website because honestly, the process is pretty straightforward. But basically, they'll ask you things like which state you want to form your LLC in, what you want to name your business, and some basic details about you as the owner. You'll also choose your registered agent, which in this case is Northwest themselves, and then you'll enter your business address and ownership information. After that, they'll give you a few optional extras like getting your EIN or creating your operating agreement for you, and then you just review everything and submit your order. From there, Northwest handles the actual filing with the state, and you can track everything from your dashboard while your LLC gets approved. So really, the setup on your end only takes a few minutes. The best part about Northwest is their transparent pricing. No hidden fees, no surprise charges later, and they include registered agent service, which you're going to need anyway if you don't live in Florida. Let's talk about what you need to budget for after your LLC is formed, because this is where a lot of people get caught off guard. Annual report, $138.50 every year. Mark your calendar because late fees are expensive. Registered agent, if you're using a service, budget $150 to $200 per year. Business banking, $20 to $50 per month depending on your bank and account type. Accounting software or bookkeeper, anywhere from $20 per month for software to several hundred per month for a professional bookkeeper. Business insurance, $300 to $1,000 per year for general liability, more if you need specialized coverage. So you're looking at roughly $1,500 to $3,000 per year in ongoing cost to properly maintain your Florida LLC. That might sound like a lot, but remember you're saving potentially thousands in state income taxes. Look, the most important thing is understanding the real cost up front so you can budget properly and make smart decisions. Too many people start an LLC thinking it'll cost $150 and then get surprised by all the other expenses. But here's the thing, when you factor in Florida's tax advantages and business opportunities, the costs are actually pretty reasonable. The key is doing it right the first time so you don't end up paying extra fees, penalties, or having to fix mistakes later. If you want to minimize cost and avoid surprises, working with a professional service like Northwest Registered Agent often ends up being more cost-effective than trying to do everything yourself, especially when you factor in your time and the risk of mistakes. If you found this helpful, definitely give it a thumbs up so other entrepreneurs can find this info too. And subscribe to BizBuilders for more practical business tips that actually make sense. And drop a comment below if you have questions about Florida LLC cost or business formation in general. I read every single comment. I'm always here to help. And remember, if you want to get your Florida LLC started with professional help, transparent pricing, and exclusive savings, use our special discount link for Northwest Registered Agent in the description or pinned comment below. Thanks for watching, and here's to building your business the smart way with full knowledge of what you're actually going to spend. See you in the next video.